Good morning. My name is Elizabeth DeWitt, and I'm the president and CEO of the Florida Beverage Association, representing non-alcoholic beverages across the Sunshine State. Our members include Coca-Cola Beverages Florida, PepsiCo, Keurig Dr. Pepper, Coca-Cola United, Buffalo Rock, and Pepsi Refreshment Services. From products in your neighborhood stores to our support of local community initiatives, our presence is felt in every community across the state. I also have the honor to serve as the chair of the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation, a coalition of leading Florida companies and associations dedicated to educating policymakers, business leaders, and the public about the benefits of recycling. Last September, nominations were submitted by a variety of organizations explaining why they should be named a recycling champion. Nominations were judged by the Sustainable Business Club in the Department of Economics of the Herbert Business School at the University of Miami in Coral Gables.
Hi, my name is Josh Baer, and I'm president of the Sustainable Business Club at the University of Miami Herbert Business School. And I'm going to discuss the award selection process for the 2022 Recycling Champion Awards brought to you by Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation. So we are the Sustainable Business Club at Miami Herbert Business School, and we exist to serve as a network for graduate business students that share a passion for how sustainability integrates environmental conservation and social well-being with the long-term health and purpose of leading companies while also providing opportunity for community interaction. Our club focus includes educational seminars, discussions and experiences, career-focused and networking opportunities, alumni connections, sustainability projects supported by faculty advisors, and community outreach. So we were fortunate enough to have the great opportunity to serve as a student judges panel for the Recycling Champion Awards program in 2022. And our judges panel was made up of one of our faculty advisors and 6 diverse graduate business student members of the Sustainable Business Club. So we received a list of the 2022 award nominees from Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation, and we were able to evaluate each one of those as well as the amazing impactful projects that they're implementing. So first off, we wanted to establish a criteria for judgment, and that criteria included 3 main focuses. The first one being project impact, second, project scale, and third, longevity of impact. And our process included individual review, a first panel analysis, our individual selections, our second panel analysis, and then finally our panel selection. Individual review made up of each judge doing their own individual due diligence and reading through all the material provided on each project. And our panel analysis is where we all came together as judges and established each category. We also went over every individual project and kind of made sure that we were all on board with the details of each one. And from there, we were able to create a document where we put in our individual selections, which consisted of 3 top choices for each category. In the panel analysis, if there was any close calls on a category winner, we were able to state our case for each company and why we thought one project may be more impactful than the other. And from there, we all voted as judges and came to our final panel selection. Big congratulations to all the 2022 award winners. There were so many amazing projects. I mean, each project was very impactful, and it really made it difficult to select a winner for each category. Public Supermarkets was awarded Best Overall. Brightmark Marine Science 101 was awarded for their communication and education program. Brightmark NOAA for their waste reduction, recycling, and reuse program. Anheuser-Busch was awarded water reuse and recycling. Tampa International Airport was a winner in the energy efficiency category. National Stormwater Trust, Port of Tampa Bay in the environmental stewardship category. New Cycle Energy for their innovation, and Exploria Stadium in recycling market development. Big congratulations to the winners again. And just want to say as a student judges panel, this was a very fun and informative experience. And we are thrilled to see so many amazing, impactful environmental and education educational initiatives being implemented in the state of Florida. It really made us hopeful for the future, and we hope to see more of these impactful projects moving forward. And we'd love to stay involved, serve as judges again, and we hope to track the progress of all these amazing projects. Thank you very much to Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation for this opportunity. We think this is something that could be passed down to club members each year, and we hope to stay involved. Thank you very much again, and we look forward to next year.
"2022 Recycling Champion Awards were announced during Florida Recycles Week last November. We will provide more detail on these leading sustainability programs a bit later in the presentation. The Florida Department of Environmental Protection also announced its Recycling Champion winners during the press conference. Winners include Collier County, Lee County, Charlotte County, Palm Beach County, and Sumter County. Congratulations to these counties for their commitment to recycling. Now for some information on the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation Champion Award winners. Let's begin with Publix Supermarkets as the winner in the Best Overall category. This is their second award. Publix's Green Routine program has helped reduce energy consumption, increase landfill diversion, and decrease water consumption.
At Publix, being green goes far beyond our company color. It represents our commitment to being involved as responsible citizens in the communities we serve through the many sustainability programs we support throughout our company operations. Our commitment to reduce, reuse, and recycle is one we take very seriously as we continually look for new and innovative ways to make a greater impact. Realizing our associates play a significant role in helping us meet our sustainability goals, we introduced the Get Into a Green Routine Associate Awareness Program in 2001 to help educate our associates on the impact their daily decisions have on conserving our valuable and natural resources. We started with simple efforts like turning off room lights when not in use, closing freezer and refrigerator doors quickly and properly, and reporting leaky faucets as soon as possible. Over the years, we've added several more best practices to the program and continue to educate our associates by incorporating signage throughout their departments and providing ongoing training on processes and procedures. The program has proven successful as we've been able to reduce energy and water consumption, as well as haul fewer materials to landfills, all resulting in positive impacts to our environment. Cardboard is our highest volume recyclable material, and with the help of our associates, we were able to recycle more than 616 million pounds of it in 2022. Anyone that shops at Publix knows we consider our customers part of the Publix family too. So we recently expanded our focus on customer communication and education to include the importance of recycling plastic bags through our storefront bins. We started by updating the signage on the bins to better demonstrate what is and what is not accepted for proper recycling. We found this one adjustment has not only increased our recycling numbers, but also helped reduce contamination rates. We also held in-store events, educating our customers on the importance of recycling their plastic bags, as well as the benefits of using reusable bags. We included giveaway items such as magnets, keychains, car cup coasters, and air fresheners, all reminding customers to bring their reusable bags. Through these efforts, we recycled more than 21 million pounds of soft plastics in 2022, with more than half of that coming from customer recycling. But one customer question remained: what happens to the plastic bags after I put them in the bins? So this past year, we launched our plastic bag recycling process campaign to provide awareness and education on how the bags are used to create a multitude of other plastic products. The campaign included store signage, digital ads, emails, and social media videos like this one.
Did you guys know you can recycle plastic bags at Publix? They get taken to a special recycling center. They get melted down and made into these little pellets. Almost anything you see can be made out of plastic bags.
So as you can see, when we educate our associates and customers on the individual impacts they can make by reducing, reusing, and recycling, we end up doing good together. Thank you for recognizing our efforts and celebrating our achievements in sustainability.
Brightmark Marine Science 101 received the award for communication and education. Brightmark and the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation collaborated to provide a marine sciences curriculum for high school students focused on the impacts of post-use plastics on oceans and marine life, as well as the greater ecosystem. The Plastic Pollution, Plastic Solution curriculum will be used by 175 teachers in Broward County during the week of World Science Day, reaching about 17,500 students. For the category of waste reduction, recycling, and reuse, our winner is Brightmark, National Oceanic and Atmospheric Association. Brightmark launched a first-of-its-kind plastics renewal partnership with NOAA's Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. As part of this collaborative effort, Brightmark will divert hard-to-recycle plastic waste by recycling buoys and downlines that are typically sent to landfills and turn this plastic waste into new, usable plastic products.
Hi, my name is Bob Powell. I'm the founder and CEO at Brightmark. On behalf of everyone at the company, I'm so pleased to be able to accept these two awards from the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation. Here at Brightmark, we're on a mission to reimagine waste. Whether that waste is a used yogurt container, a banana peel, or an old car bumper, we create solutions that turn waste into something useful. Through our anaerobic digestion and our proprietary plastic renewal technology, we disrupt the status quo and institute real change where there was previously none. Because of the work that we do, we've been able to offset nearly 400,000 tons of carbon dioxide with more than 30 renewable natural gas projects across the country, including 4 here in Florida. We're very excited for what the future holds for the company. But like the words that guide us, we want to help others reimagine waste, and we know that has to start with education. Seeking out partners who share our values is of vital importance, which is why we teamed up with the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation. We sought a like-minded organization to help us on our waste-free journey. Through this partnership, we have taught students about plastic pollution and its impact on our oceans through the Marine Science 101 curriculum that we jointly developed. It's a week-long lesson where students learn about the usefulness of plastic, the chemistry behind its creation, and all of the impacts post-use plastics have on the environment, especially microplastics. Weaved within the curriculum is an explainer of our plastic renewal technology that complements mechanical recycling in the waste hierarchy, providing a solution for plastic types 3 through 7 that were previously unrecyclable. There are 4 sections that highlight the plastic pollution and plastic solutions. We explore how plastic is made, why plastic is important, the drawbacks of plastics, and the difference between recycling processes. We want students to understand the importance of marine science, so this curriculum plays a vital role in doing so. It identifies potential issues, discusses the impact of post-use plastic on the environment, and how together we can promote ocean conservation through education and research. We're so excited that to date, more than 38,000 students across the country have invested in this curriculum. And we continue to roll it out globally to provide inclusive education materials for all, no matter where they live. We're so thrilled that this curriculum has been recognized, since we view it as a vital piece of education to provide students knowledge they might not get in a traditional classroom setting. And you can't find a much better partner than the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation when it comes to creating environmental solutions that benefit the planet. Speaking of partners, We would not be celebrating a second award from the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation without the help of the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administration and the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary. Through this partnership with NOAA and the Keys Marine Sanctuary, we've worked together to recycle plastics that were previously considered unrecyclable, buoys and moorings from the ocean. The buoys and moorings, both of which play an important role in preserving the ecological nature of those waterways, were landfilled when they were pulled out of the water because they were too difficult to recycle. We came up with a way to take that waste and recycle it so that it doesn't end up in landfills. How cool is that? This partnership is going to decrease the amount of marine plastic pollution in the Keys found in the form of buoys and downlines, and it will be a first of its kind program to do so. This will ultimately be a circular solution where we divert the waste away from landfills and turn it into new plastic products, which leads to cleaner waterways and less waste. We started out with a pilot program to test the viability of the process, and we were able to divert 1,000 pounds of buoy and downline waste from landfills. We're now exploring additional interest from other ocean research groups to implement similar programs globally. Just like our partnership with the Guy Harvey Ocean Foundation, this solution is not defined by borders. We implement these solutions wherever there is water that needs to be claimed. Here's a short story that follows the daily operation of the Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary team and shows how they harvest the old buoys and then ships them to our Circularity Center for recycling.
A typical day for a buoy boy, there's nothing typical about it. We like to have fun, but we also work really hard.
I love this job. It basically encompasses everything I enjoy doing. It's got adventure, protecting the environment, saving the world, if you will. The Florida Keys National Marine Sanctuary is part of NOAA. We're responsible for markers and moorings up and down the Florida Keys.
I've been blowing bubbles for about 10 years now. Or banging tanks, blowing bubbles. It's just another name for scuba diving.
The mooring buoys are really important to the protection of the reef. They're an alternative for boaters, whether they want to go snorkeling or fishing or scuba diving. Instead of dropping anchor and potentially damaging the fragile benthic environment, the coral is very sensitive to anchor damage.
Probably the best part of the job, and that's once you leave the deck of the boat and you get to jump right into the water. And at that point, that's where everything just becomes beautiful. That's our little bit of heaven. We descend that down line, get to see all the beautiful coral and the fish, and those are our friends. That is probably the best thing for a buoy boy. It's our sanctuary. Once we get to the bottom, we have our new downline in hand. We attach that to the anchor. That is attached to the boat.
It's basically out with the old and in with the new. Take the old one off, and the topside crew on the boat pulls all of that stuff back onto the boat.
We take care of just about 1,000 moorings.
It adds up to be about a literal ton of synthetic rope every year. We have to use the plastic synthetic rope because we found that it's really the only material that'll hold up to the underwater environment.
Typically, we're looking at a 3 to 5 year lifespan, depending on the diameter of the line. The marine environment, it's harsh. And over time, you get the UV rays that end up splintering the downline material. So we're talking about little splinters of plastic, microplastics, which we all know is an issue. And that's what we're trying to avoid while we're diving, and we come across a lot more trash than you might think. You see it every time we go out. We pull that stuff up as well. It's a constant reminder that there is no way. When people talk about throwing things away, out of sight, out of mind, but it's got to go somewhere. It really, really hurts us right here when at the end of the day, we used to pull those down lines out of the water, bring them back to shore, and then deposit them in the dumpster. And from there, they'd go up to the landfill up on the mainland. What we're trying to do now is prevent that plastic from traveling into the landfills and finding a better use for it. After about 4 years of research, looking at all different companies, that we've come to finding Brightmark that has a closed loop system repurposing this plastic. We don't want to trade one pollution for another.
Now we get back to shore, and that's when we start processing it, send it up to Brightmark. So we cut it down into about 2-foot segments, pressure wash it, and get it as clean as possible.
We're going to take those materials and turn them into shreds and then pellets. And then with our process called pyrolysis, we're going to, in an eco-friendly way, recreate the building blocks to remake plastics.
Now, we can feel really good when we come back to shore because we know that our downline material isn't going to the landfills anymore. We're being able to give that 3-strand polypropylene a higher purpose.
In partnership with NOAA, for the necessary plastics that they have to use, we're now able to create a circular solution, which in the end will avoid plastics from getting back out into the ocean environment.
How do we eliminate this waste of plastic that just seems to be unavoidable? Partnering with Brightmark, now we can go home at night and go to sleep knowing not only are we doing a great thing for the reef, but also we're not contributing to the overflowing landfills and contributing to plastic in the ocean.
We can actually have a meaningful dent in what we know to be a huge, huge problem, not just here in the Keys, but also globally. With these small wins, I can't tell you enough that it puts a new shimmer in my eye, and we're just super hopeful. It's just the beginning.
We hope you enjoy it and gain a sense of the work that goes into keeping the waters of the Florida Keys clean with ingenuity and determination. Once again, on behalf of everyone at Brightmark, we thank you for recognizing the work we do. We know we couldn't do it without our great partners. Thank you.
In the energy efficiency category, our winner is the Tampa International Airport. Sustainable growth and environmental stewardship have remained a priority for the Tampa International Airport, including the installation of a new central energy plant, the expansion of the Blue Express curbside passenger drop-off and pickup locations, and the development of the new Sky Center 1 commercial office building.
Hello, my name is Eric Kaplan, and I am the Sustainability and Resilience Program Director for Tampa International Airport. On behalf of Tampa International Airport, or what we're more formally known as the Hillsborough County Aviation Authority, I want to thank the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation for this year's award in recognition of our energy efficiency efforts. This has been a busy year for Tampa International. Not only have we won awards like America's Best Large Airport by the J.D. Power rankings, but we've won multiple sustainability-related awards for our efforts. This includes this fantastic award by the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation, which recognizes our focus on energy efficiency through some of our latest developments, including our new central utility plant, or our CUP, or our brand new LEED Platinum office space, Sky Center 1. This recognition is testament to our values and support of our CEO and leadership for this work. I'm going to go into a few slides and a couple of short videos to further showcase my position and Tampa International Airport's Sustainability and Resilience Program. Brief background. So Tampa International Airport is complete with 4 airsides and 58 gates, airsides A, C, E, and F. We've got over 21 million passengers annually. And as I mentioned before, we are known as the Hillsborough County Aviation Authority because we also manage 3 other general aviation airports, including Peter O. Knight and Davis Island, Plant City Airport, and Tampa Executive. We generate over $14 billion in economic activity each year. We are the 28th busiest airport in the United States, and we support over 121,000 jobs on our campus. So I want to go into a kind of a brief video to explain both my position and the Sustainability and Resilience Program here at Tampa International Airport.
Airports aren't always known for being the most environmentally friendly, but at Tampa International, the airport's brand new Director of Sustainability and Resilience, Eric Kaplan, is making it his mission to change that.
Our leadership in around 2014 received a grant to create our first sustainability plan. And out of that, I think CEO Joe Lopano and our leadership realized, well, we need a person to help implement this plan.
TPA hired its first sustainability manager in 2015, which led to the airport's recycling program and other initiatives. Then came COVID-19 and the program's growth was put on pause. Now, as the aviation industry roars back to life, Kaplan is on board and looking to build on TPA's previous momentum to make America's favorite airport among America's most environmentally friendly. That starts with earning the ACI Airport Carbon Accreditation. TPA is one of only a few dozen airports in North America and the only commercial airport in Florida to be part of the program.
We are essentially tracking our carbon emissions through all of our different operations. That could be our vehicles, that could be our transportation, that could be our electric consumption, and then figuring out ways to mitigate that and reduce that through a carbon management plan.
That includes investing in some brand new all-electric buses. There are also plans to begin replacing the airport's maintenance and operations fleet with electric vehicles. And Tampa International's new Platinum LEED certified office building, SkyCenter 1, is making it easy for employees looking to invest in electric cars for their commute to and from work.
We've got about 66 electric vehicle chargers in our parking garage. We've got energy efficient appliances and things all throughout our office space, whether that be LED lighting. Same thing with water reduction. We've got low flow plumbing fixtures all throughout. Everything is reclaimed, 100% reclaimed, does all of our irrigation. And we even got a 1.5 mile bike loop that goes around the campus as well.
That makes Tampa International the first ever airport to earn the bike-friendly business designation. And the grassy areas around the bike trails, they're specially designed too.
We've got 100% stormwater capture here. So kind of man-made wetlands almost to capture that rainwater.
Over at the airport's Economy parking garage, solar panels capture energy from the bright Florida sunshine while helping keep parked cars covered and cool.
That's a partnership with TECO that powers maybe 150 to 200 homes for the community. So very good community initiative.
The airport's award-winning new central utility plant, better known as the CUP, also just came online.
The new CUP is larger in size, larger in capacity, uses recycled, reclaimed water. So highly energy efficient, reduces our energy consumption from the prior utility plant by about 30%.
And Kaplan says he has even bigger aspirations for the future, especially when it comes to new construction projects like the planned international and domestic Airside D.
We already are having an intent to build that to elite standard, probably LEED Silver, if not higher.
It's all part of the airport's goal of ensuring environmental sustainability, looking to continually innovate and improve into the future. At Tampa International, Bo Zimmer, TPA TV on the radar.
So that was a great video to kind of show you a bigger picture, what our sustainability and resilience program looks like. I want to dive a little bit deeper into some of those subject areas. Our sustainability and resilience program embodies kind of the different elements that you see on this slide, including updating our sustainable management plan. We're in the process of creating our first resilience action plan. We're engaged in the airport carbon accreditation program. We're looking at electrification of our campus. We've got a focus on third-party certifications for development and supporting other varying community initiatives. So our sustainability program, to give you a brief background, sustainability program started around 2009, 2010. 2009, we created our very first recycling program, and that's when we also introduced reclaimed water to our irrigation systems. In 2010, we created our very first sustainable design manual. By 2012, we received over $600,000 in FAA grant money to create our very first formal sustainability management plan, which was then completed in 2014. In 2015, we brought on our very first sustainability position, a sustainability manager, to help implement that plan. Some of the initial accomplishments include a transition of 35% of our fleet to alternative fuel vehicles. Again, 100% of water. Our irrigation systems use 100% reclaimed water, reduction of emissions, reduction of energy consumption, and creating some sustainable design criteria for our project management process. Moving forward, the idea was to then update this plan in about 5 years' time. That was 2019, 2020 period. So of course, COVID put that on delay, and we're now re-engaging this work. We're kind of changing it up a little bit, looking at some new focus areas, including a focus area specific on energy and water goals, one looking at social responsibility to include internal and external engagement, looking at climate and resilience in green buildings, and then looking at clean transport, which includes mobility and clean fuels. Our resiliency program, a little bit of background. So in 2017, there were a couple of national publications that named Tampa Bay one of the country's most vulnerable areas when it comes to sea level rise, climate change, storm surge, inundation, hurricane impacts, things of that nature. Really started raising some eyebrows locally. By 2019, the Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council created a resiliency coalition in which we were a member. And by 2019, we completed our very first internal resiliency assessment. I wanted to mention 2022, our CEO, Joe Lopano, did win an award for regional leadership in resiliency planning, which is testament to our work in this area. So moving forward, born out of that 2019 assessment, we're now working to create our very first resilience action plan, looking at these different areas, including terminal area stormwater, updating our slosh modeling and storm surge inundation, looking at operational resilience, electrical infrastructure, staff, heat, vector illness, and other items that might affect our operations and assets on the Tampa International Airport campus. Airport Carbon Accreditation Program was mentioned in the video, that a program we do engage in. We submitted our first application in 2017 just for Tampa International Airport, but over the last, or the couple of years after that, we decided to engage all 4 of our airports. We are still the first and only 4 airports in the state of Florida to be engaged in this program currently, and we're about 4 of about 58 in North America to be engaged. So really a good testament to the value that we focus on kind of emissions reduction work. The way that this program operates is it's by different levels. So level 1 is creating a carbon footprint map, which we have done for all 4 of our campuses. To achieve level 2, you have to do that and also create a carbon management plan and then show reduction in emissions over the years. We do have Tampa International Airport engaged in level 2 and hoping to bring up our other GA airports as well. And we intend to continue through this program as well. So the next step for Tampa International Airport is to include what's called Scope 3 emissions. Scope 1 and Scope 2 include the vehicles, your transportation, and all the electricity you consume on site, all the emissions you're responsible for personally. And Scope 3 include kind of your third-party emissions, including the airlines, the car rental facilities, your vendors. So we do intend to engage, to move up levels and start tracking those emissions as well moving forward. Electrification, like all campuses across the world, we're looking at electrification as well. The way we're looking at it is in this 5 foundational plan, including transportation. This includes our buses and our trains that transport passengers and staff all around the campus. Fortunately, all of our trains, whether you go into different airsides or to different garages, are already electric. And we've got 4 electric buses purchased and coming to Tampa International soon. So we're already doing really good work in that area. Looking at fleets or our internal fleet vehicles. Again, 35% of our fleet are already alternative fuel, but we're working to increase that even more. Looking at ground support equipment, or really just airline preparedness in general. Ground support equipment is the vehicles that move planes and luggage and the different equipment that airplanes use while they're on the tarmacs. Those are going electric in a big way, and so we're working on providing the electric infrastructure for that, and certainly need to prepare for the future of advanced air mobility as well. With this electrification, we need to couple this with energy efficiency and sustainability measures, because as we know, with electrification, energy consumption goes up. So we're going to be looking at energy efficiency projects and sustainability projects in the form of renewable energy research as well. We're partnered with our local University of South Florida, to start looking at electrification and provide some research for us. We had a very successful last semester in fall of 2022 and plan to keep engaging USF Patel College of Global Sustainability to help provide more of this electrification research for our campus. Third-party certifications. So we have about a kind of a newfound focus on third-party certifications. As was mentioned, our brand new office space, Sky Center 1, is LEED Platinum. We're working on LEED Silver or Gold for some of the internal floors that house Tampa International Airport staff. And we're also working on an Envision certification for the phase 2 of our master plan. Moving forward, it was mentioned we will have a new Airside D developed in the coming years. This will be known as our new international terminal. This will have a LEED certification focus to it. And we just intend to have a continued focus on these third-party certifications when they do make sense. Wanted to devote a whole slide to just the new Sky Center office space that is LEED Platinum. With it being LEED Platinum comes a lot of different measures, including 42% of the dedicated pedestrian or vegetated open space. We've got 100% on-site stormwater capture. We've reduced water. We've got water reduction measures through our low flow plumbing. Saved a lot of water and energy through energy efficiency measures. We've got 66 electric vehicle spots. And then also, as far as the development of the building goes, we've got about 85% of construction waste was diverted. We used almost 50% of recycled content and had a focus on regional materials as well. Also, one of the large reasons we were able to achieve this award this year was the development of our new central utility plant. This replaces our old central utility plant, and it is much larger in size and larger in capacity, but still was able to reduce energy consumption by 30%. We also use 100% reclaimed water at the central utility plant and an enclosed loop system. So drastic reduction in potable water use, and we lose a lot less water just because of the closed loop system. Many of you might see this central utility plant. I believe when you're leaving the red side of our airport, you might drive past a pretty beautiful building that's got a nice waterfall feature. That actually is our central utility plant. We do have a solar array, a 2 megawatt solar array on top of our economy parking garage. This is a partnership with our local utility, TECO, and it powers up to about 200 homes annually. So if you park on the economy parking garage and you go to the top, you will definitely see it, and it does provide shaded parking for our customers. We also have an on-site greenhouse that many don't know we do have on campus. So we grow a lot of our plants that you see throughout our main terminal air sites internally. And really, it's got a good waste reduction feature here too, because we don't buy a whole lot of plants or dispose of them. We're able to grow them on site and recirculate them. Want to also play a quick video that the city of Tampa did in partnership with Tampa International Airport, focused not only on our waste reduction measures, but sustainability measures as well.
Flying into another sustainable spot, featuring Tampa International Airport, a member of Businesses for the Bay. Their SkyOne Center achieved the highest LEED building accreditation, Platinum. Pop by the common areas to mingle with coworkers and to dispose of trash, as you will find there are no waste bins in the offices, encouraging you to rethink your waste. Stepping out onto the rooftop garden, you'll find native plants and views of the bay. It improves air quality, conserves water and energy, and enhances employee health. Here in the Sunshine State, solar panels act as shade for vehicles and generate electricity for up to 200 homes. Have an electric vehicle? There are 66 EV charging stations. Hop on the electric tram and you might notice the central utility plant, which utilizes reclaimed water to cool and heat the airport, conserving water and energy. As we all know, TPA is vital, and so is disaster preparedness. These great drains capture water to reduce flooding, and this artwork reminds us to protect and conserve wildlife. Follow along for more sustainable spots in Tampa.
And last but not least, wanted to mention the great focus that Tampa International Airport has on community initiatives. We do participate in varying aviation umbrella organizations like Airport Council International, Airports Going Green, and the Florida Airports Council. We're engaged with our regional Tampa Bay Regional Planning Council. We are a member of the Hillsborough County Clean Cities Coalition, which is housed in the University of South Florida. As I mentioned before, we do collaborate with the University of South Florida Patel College of Global Sustainability. We are a certified bicycle-friendly business, which we are the first airport campus to receive that designation. We did host the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation's latest summit, which was very successful, and got to meet a lot of partners throughout the state and see a lot of great sustainability efforts through that summit. We also hosted a Mayor's Resilience Workshop with mayors across the country who were all invited to speak on topics of coastal resilience. And we just have a focus of supporting various local community initiatives, whether it be Sustainee Foundation, Ideas, and other nonprofits. So again, that completes the presentation. Just want to thank you very much again for the recognition and for the award on behalf of Tampa International Airport. Thank you very much.
National Stormwater Trust, Port of Tampa Bay, is the winner of the Environmental Stewardship Award. New cutting-edge smart pond technology is allowing airports, seaports, and large community developments to better protect Florida's fragile ecosystems from stormwater impacts.
Hi, I'm Jeff Littlejohn, the president of National Stormwater Trust. I would like to thank the Florida Recycling Partnership for recognizing our company as the recipient of the 2022 Recycling Champions Award for Environmental Stewardship. We appreciate the dedicated staff and many innovative programs of the Florida Recycling Partnership, which is an organization that has helped draw attention to the important issues of sustainability and environmental stewardship. At National Stormwater Trust, we're working hard to improve the way we manage stormwater in Florida, with a special emphasis on the improved water quality and flood protection benefits of what we call smart ponds. We are very grateful for being recognized for one of our recent smart pond projects. Now, I'd like to spend a few minutes to explain more about our company and the background behind this technology, and provide some highlights about the project for which we were recognized. So who is National Stormwater Trust? We are a stormwater-focused company, and we are on a mission to improve our water quality and reduce the risk of flooding in our communities. And we're changing the way people and communities think about stormwater. I'm an engineer, and I believe that solving difficult challenges will require that we look beyond the stormwater designs we first developed 10, 20, or even 40 years ago. I believe we need to embrace the digital transformation of our industry, and we need smarter stormwater infrastructure that will improve our water quality and flood protection. We need smart ponds. A smart pond is just a nickname we use for an actively controlled pond. Instead of relying only on a dugout pond for water storage and gravity to drain it, a smart pond incorporates real-time inputs, such as the pond water level, precipitation forecast, and a sophisticated model to predict future pond conditions. If the model is predicting that the pond will overflow, it will automatically adjust the pond's level to increase its storage capacity. This capacity is created only on demand and based only on a specific storm. The rest of the time, smart ponds are holding back stormwater to maximize water quality and the amount of water that infiltrates into the ground, replicating more natural conditions. The smart pond is managed from a web-based dashboard where a professional operator monitors current and predicted conditions, oversees performance, and makes changes if needed. The system is cloud-based, so it cannot be disrupted by a power or network outage. Converting a regular stormwater pond into a smart pond just takes a few days. We install a solar power system with 7 days of battery backup, a remote controllable valve, rain and water level sensors, and communication and computer equipment to automate the system. Everything is ruggedized to withstand hurricane conditions. You're looking at pictures of one of our converted Florida Department of Transportation ponds. National Stormwater Trust entered into a public-private partnership agreement with FDOT in 2019 to upgrade its existing stormwater ponds to smart ponds. We've completed several ponds to date, and we have many more scheduled for installation in the coming months. Our P3 agreement with FDOT gives our company the opportunity to create thousands of these smart ponds across Florida. Professionally managed smart stormwater ponds are more environmentally beneficial than conventional postage stamp ponds. Utilizing the stormwater services we provide through this program means that our partners can eliminate or reduce on-site stormwater facilities, eliminate or reduce stormwater risk, and help improve regional water quality. It was one of our upgraded DOT smart ponds that we used to help Port Tampa Bay with one of its recent projects. To help ease supply chain issues, Port Tampa Bay is fast-tracking projects to add cargo capacity. Berth 214 is a new ship berth and 30-acre container yard to support the expansion of Port Tampa Bay's containerized cargo business. National Stormwater Trust retrofitted a nearby FDOT pond with smart pond technology to provide off-site water quality treatment and improved storm resiliency. The project made the news. It was the first smart stormwater pond utilized for a port project in Florida, and it allowed the port to utilize 100% of its available land for cargo and saved the port about $1 million. It also received a lot of attention because it was completed just in time for the 2022 hurricane season. So before Hurricane Ian made landfall, this pond began to lower the water level, And when the first bands of rainfall began to arrive in the Tampa Bay area, it was nearly empty. As a result, it captured nearly 100% of the hurricane's rainfall, preventing the discharge of untreated water into Tampa Bay and contributing to flooding in the surrounding neighborhood. This pond was also affected by Hurricane Nicole, although to a lesser extent. Once again, this pond automatically drained itself prior to the storm's arrival and captured nearly 100% of the rainfall. We're really excited to talk about this new approach to stormwater management. With Smart Pond technology, we're changing the how, where, and when stormwater is collected, treated, and discharged. And it's benefiting our partners and the environment. Upgrading to a smart pond means deploying the latest technology to improve the performance of ponds. It means weather forecasting, which determines pre-storm releases of clean water. And it means 50% better water quality compared to conventional ponds. This is the future of stormwater management. Thank you again to everyone at the Florida Recycling Partnership for the recognition.
In the category of innovation, our winner is New Cycle Energy. New Cycle Energy helps organizations divert materials that would otherwise go to a landfill by taking non-hazardous industrial and commercial waste and manufacturing them into clean, renewable fuel products used to replace coal and other heavy fossil fuels. In only 2 years, New Cycle Energy has helped 200 of America's top companies divert thousands of tons from landfills and replace thousands of tons of coal.
New Cycle Energy would like to thank the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation for honoring and flattering us with the 2022 Award for Innovation within Florida's recycling industry. We are proud to be a member of a group that includes so many of Florida's most prominent and esteemed companies, all of whom have taken a stance regarding our state's, nation's, and world's environment as we look ahead to the state of the earth and its atmosphere that we will leave to future generations. What we do at New Cycle is comprised of a dual mission, landfill abatement and fossil fuel replacement. That is both our mission and mantra, and our company and entire team are committed to these goals. Please allow us to share a brief video that will explain exactly how we accomplished this dual mission, followed by a brief news clip that speaks to a specific and local project that we were also honored to be able to participate in while helping to clean up our streets and neighborhoods after the last recent election cycle.
Have you ever heard of Enviro Fuel Cubes? Well, you have now. They're a cleaner and greener alternative to coal. Let's go inside the blueprint.
What we do here at New Cycle Energy is we fight two societal problems that are pervasive across America and the globe. The first is the usage of landfills and their proliferation and the fact that they just can't continue. And the other is the burning of coal, which is burned by the millions of tons across the globe on a daily basis right now by high energy intensive industries such as power generation, cement manufacturing, and lime production.
Joseph Knappich is New Cycle's Director of EHS and Quality and has been with the company since its inception almost 20 years ago. Joe understands New Cycle's process and the science behind it as well as, or better than, anyone.
What we've done is we've partnered with America's largest consumer brands and some of its largest governmental organizations, including NASA, for example, in order to bring their pre-consumer refuse materials into our plant, where we chop them up, blend them, and then compress them into what's called an Enviro Fuel Cube. That is an alternative and a highly engineered alternative fuel that has been designated as a non-waste fuel by the United States Federal EPA. And we supply that fuel to America's largest cement manufacturers, and they use it to replace coal ton for ton. Exact replacement, because our product obtains the same British thermal unit or BTU value as coal. Exactly. And that's why we're able to both now divert from landfills and say, let's stop using them and repurpose that material, all of which, by the way, has already served society once, either as a cardboard box or as a piece of wrapping paper or as a water bottle, as a piece of plastic. And all of that gets repurposed to defeat the usage of coal by those energy-intensive industries at much, much lower emission rates of various toxic chemicals, including mercury, sulfur, beryllium, arsenic. Not only do we reduce the carbon output, but all those other toxic elements as well.
Here's how it works.
We work with some of the most well-known brands in the country, a lot of large manufacturers, a lot of large commercial plants. We help them reduce waste to landfill significantly by offering an opportunity to reduce waste with materials that typically go to the landfill.
The process is that we gather clean industrial waste. And also from the tail end of recycling, they have what's called smalls. These are materials they can't recycle. So that adds to our input materials. And we chemically test all these to make sure there's no kind of obnoxious features in them. And through our patented process, we grind these up, compress them, and make them into fuel cubes. That's a good thing. It's highly engineered and it works.
New Cycle Energy is expanding rapidly. We're having a lot of success here in the state of Florida. We're growing in the Southeast as well as nationally, and essentially we're going to be a global company. Without New Cycle Energy and our sustainability initiative, as a country, we would be going backwards. We'll be sending more material to the landfill. We'll be using more fossil fuel.
And with this combined process of blocking landfill usage with the manufacture of a proven alternative to traditional fossil fuels, the environmental benefits are literally endless.
It's only waste if you waste it. That is why the EPA gave us a non-waste designation for our fuel, because we are not utilizing what is called waste. We are using pre-consumer refuse and repurposing it.
So what does the future hold for this unique method of manufacturing fuel?
We're very excited about the place that we can fill in society as a beneficial sustainability initiative.
Well, the election season is all wrapped up here in Florida, and that begs the question, what will happen to all of those campaign signs? In the past, they would head straight to the landfill, but as Fox 13 photojournalist Barry Wong shows us, a company in Plant City is giving those signs renewed life.
We help companies divert waste from the landfill, and we use that waste to manufacture a fuel that then replaces the use of coal. This is the first year that we partnered with Hillsborough County on removing post-election and snipe signs. We estimate that we've collected about 30,000 signs. So those are made of polypropylene. So that's typically a material that has been unrecyclable for some time now. Those signs that we collect then go onto a conveyance system. And once it goes through the first conveyance system, it's shredded down to about 12 inches. And then it goes through a metal separation process to remove any unnecessary metal that we don't want in our fuel. And then it's jumbled around, and so it's well mixed. And then it's condensed into what we call the EnviroFuel cubes. So it comes out in a cube of about 4 inches by 1 inch. Each cube is probably about 6 to 8 ounces. Far cheaper, about a quarter of the price of coal. From the entire process, so if we put a sign in, generally about 5 minutes. We sell our material to the cement manufacturers and the utility industry, power manufacturers that are looking to also displace coal. It's exciting to see just waste being removed from the right-of-ways that we drive each and every day. It's a nice reprieve to do something good at the end of the day, and hopefully that everybody considers that a win.
And New Cycle Energy processes around 10,000 tons of material a month. They hope to work with additional counties in the future.
Thank you again to the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation for this extreme honor. We look forward to collaborating with the group's entire membership and all those who desire for us to leave the healthiest environment possible to our children, and their children's great-great-great-great-grandchildren. Thank you.
Exploria Stadium in Orlando is the recipient of the Recycling Market Development Award. Exploria Stadium and Oakview Group 360 Stadium operations work together to implement zero waste and sustainability initiatives. Operational changes include oil recycling, food recovery donations, and the use of eco-friendly system materials.
Welcome to Exploria Stadium, House of Orlando City Soccer. My name is Hector Thomas, executive chef of the venue. We are focused from 2022 to 2023 season with the same and more strict directions. Here, I can tell you that we will continue our eco-friendly sustainability programs to make sure we continue with our food donation, food recovery, food waste program collection, and biodegradable products. At the end of the day, we just do our part in this project to have a sustainability account all over our region.
Anheuser-Busch is the winner in the water reuse recycling category. Anheuser-Busch's Metal Container Corporation is one of the highest industrial users of water in Duval County, and its new water reclaim and cooling tower softening system will reduce its footprint on the county's wastewater system. Thank you for joining today's webinar, and congratulations to all of our champions. If you would like to learn more about how you can network with colleagues from across the state to implement initiatives to improve recycling, please reach out to the Florida Recycling Partnership Foundation. Thanks for helping us keep Florida a great place to live, work, and play.